Detective Sarah Williams had seen her fair share of gruesome crime scenes over the years, but this one was different. The victim, a wealthy businessman named Charles Davenport, had been found in his office with a bullet wound to the head. As Sarah began to investigate, she quickly discovered that there were no signs of forced entry, and the security cameras had been disabled. It was clear that this was a professional hit. Over the next few days, Sarah and her team combed through the evidence, interviewing everyone from Davenport's family to his business associates. But no one seemed to have any idea who would want him dead. That's when Sarah received a tip from an anonymous source. The source claimed to have information about a man named Thomas Walker, a notorious hitman who had been hired to kill Davenport. Sarah was skeptical at first, but the source provided details that only someone with inside knowledge could have known. She decided to follow up on the lead. It wasn't long before Sarah discovered that Thomas Walker was indeed in town. She and her team set up a sting operation, hoping to catch him in the act. But as they waited in the shadows, something went wrong. Shots rang out, and Sarah's team scrambled for cover. When the dust settled, Sarah realized that Walker had slipped away. Frustrated but undeterred, Sarah and her team continued to pursue leads. Finally, they caught a break. One of Walker's associates had been caught on surveillance footage at a nearby convenience store. Sarah and her team quickly located the associate, who revealed that Walker was hiding out in an abandoned warehouse on the outskirts of town. Sarah and her team rushed to the scene. As they approached the warehouse, Sarah's heart began to race. This was it. They were finally going to catch the man responsible for Davenport's murder. But as they entered the warehouse, they quickly realized that something was wrong. There was no sign of Walker, but there was evidence that someone had been there recently. As Sarah and her team began to search the warehouse, they heard a noise from the shadows. Sarah raised her gun, ready to defend herself. But when a figure emerged from the darkness, Sarah froze. It was Walker, but he wasn't alone. He had a hostage. Sarah's mind raced as she tried to figure out what to do. She knew that if she made a move, Walker could kill the hostage. But she couldn't just stand there and do nothing. As Walker began to back away, Sarah slowly lowered her gun. She knew that she needed to buy time, to keep Walker talking until her team could move in. And so Sarah began to talk. She talked about her own experiences, about the cases she had solved over the years. She talked about justice, about the importance of paying for your crimes. And slowly but surely, Walker began to lower his guard. He began to open up about why he had killed Davenport, about the people who had hired him. Finally, Sarah's team burst into the warehouse, guns drawn. In the chaos that followed, Walker was apprehended, and the hostage was rescued unharmed. As Sarah watched Walker being led away in handcuffs, she knew that justice had been served. But she also knew that there would always be more cases, more criminals to catch. And so she would continue to do her job, to fight for justice, and to keep the streets safe for the people of her city.